This is St. Louis Wrestling. Now let's join the voice of St. Louis Wrestling, Larry Matysik.
Jerry Oates goes into action today on St. Louis Wrestling. Hello, I'm Larry Matysik, and it's a pleasure to be here once again. We have all sort of things happening on St. Louis Wrestling Sunday morning, 10 a.m., and one of the matches coming up today is a six-man tag team affair. Now, let's go to the ring, and Mickey Garagiola.
Welcome to St. Louis Wrestling. This match, a one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, Vic Peterson. From Tampa, Florida, weighing 238 pounds, Eddie Mansfield. Referee, Mark Schreiner.
The Continental Lover, Eddie Mansfield, squares off with Vic Peterson. Mansfield taking his time, removing his T-shirt. Mark Schreiner says, come on, let's go. There it is, the Continental Lover right across the back of his tights. Mickey Garagiola's idol. Mansfield pushes Peterson up against the ropes. Bart Schreiner, the official, calls for a break, and a clean break by Eddie Mansfield. Peterson says, that's good. Fine, we'll have a good scientific wrestling match. But then again, he probably knows Mr. Mansfield's reputation, and his reputation is one of a very cocky, rough man. Mansfield, no clean break there. Mansfield opening up on Vic Peterson. Mark Schreiner warning Mansfield about using the fist. We couldn't see from our vantage point exactly what Eddie Mansfield did there. Mansfield comes off the second rope, driving that foreman in a hard punch to the side of the head. Mansfield says, tell him to talk to me. Mansfield brings Peterson to his feet. Elbow smash to the top of the head by Eddie Mansfield. Vic Peterson getting into early trouble against the Continental Lover, Eddie Mansfield. He tells the referee, I'm not breaking any rules, but then again, who would expect him to admit it if he were? Flying mare by Mansfield. Mansfield drives that punch in there again, right off the forehead of Peterson. Knee drop to the chest. Mansfield was disqualified once before in a match with Scott Casey when he put that knee drop into the throat. That's, of course, an automatic disqualification in this state. Peterson, a couple of ineffective punches. Tries to trip the leg, but rather instead it's Mansfield with a front face lock, ducks underneath, suplex by Mansfield. Mansfield rattling Peterson early. He covers Peterson, count of one, count of two. Oh, Mansfield lifting the man by the hair. Mansfield, there are a lot of big egos in wrestling, believe me. He has one of them. I saw it. That's Scott Casey, says Eddie Mansfield. Well, he'll have an opportunity when he and Casey on opposite sides of an upcoming tag match at Kiel Auditorium next Friday. Mansfield with a headbutt, then he pushes Peterson to the ropes. A chop to the throat by Mansfield. Flying mare by Eddie Mansfield. Mansfield again pounding on the head. Eddie Mansfield saying, there's nobody who can take what I dish out. He's strutting, he's gesturing, he's pointing at the cameraman, he's pointing at you. He's saying, look what I can do. Vic Peterson, a good young wrestler, good scientific skills, not real big. Good opportunity for Peterson here, but so far it's been all Eddie Mansfield. A lot of people in the St. Louis area are talking about Mr. Mansfield, including our good friends up in Alton, Lori Ann and Chuck the Moose Earnshaw. Now those are the kids. Lori Ann's a cutie. I don't know about Pop. Dr. Earnshaw, Dr. Chuck Earnshaw, good friend, and his wife. Their kids, Lori Ann, Chuck, never miss St. Louis wrestling, and that's true for a lot of people all over the area, from Mascoutah, Illinois, to St. Charles, Missouri, to Fenton, Missouri, the Hill, Cahokia, Columbia, Tupelo, fans from everywhere. A lot of them packed in here today in the Arena Sports Studio.
Don't forget Springfield, Missouri now.
That's right. We have Springfield, Missouri here today. Some folks drove all the way up from Springfield and Joplin, Missouri. Diane Devine and her friends are here today. Even some people are from Granite City, I see again. That's the great appeal of wrestling. It's an appeal to everybody. all ages. And oh, Mansfield doesn't have much appeal in the eyes of Vic Peterson anymore. That flying clothesline. 1, 2, 3, says Mansfield. I think he's predicting that he has pinning Peterson. Mansfield helps the referee count, and it was all the Continental lover, Eddie Mansfield. Still resting across the chest of Vic Peterson. Eddie Mansfield. There's a lot of people in wrestling who'd like to take him down a notch or two. Mansfield roughing up Peterson, and now Mark Schneider telling Mansfield to get up. You're the winner, and Mickey Garagiola is going to make it official.
In 4 minutes and 6 seconds, the body press, the winner, Eddie Mansfield.
Here it is again, Eddie Mansfield taking the arm of Vic Peterson, whipping him across the ring. Peterson coming off. You can see how groggy he is already, and Mansfield is ramming him backwards. Did you see how the body went one direction underneath and a different direction on top? Peterson flattened by Mansfield, and we'll be back with a 6-man tag match after this.
This match, a 6-man tag team match, 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing from Houston, Texas, weighing 223 pounds, Tom Pritchard. From Abruzzo, Italy, weighing 246 pounds, Dominic Danucci. From Indianapolis, Indiana, weighing 238 pounds, Spike Hubert. From San Antonio, Texas, weighing 240 pounds, Tully Blanchard. From Gloverport, Kentucky, weighing 221 pounds, Eric Embry. And from Dallas, Texas, weighing 260 pounds, Killer Carl Cox. Referee,
Tully Blanchard jumping, Spike Huber right at the bell. Huber and Blanchard right in the middle of the ring. Huber and Blanchard. Huber chases Blanchard out. He's out after him. Huber chasing Blanchard outside the ring. A punch outside the ring misses. A Tommy knee drop on the floor. Huber grabs Blanchard. Body slam on the cement floor. The referee's coming out to pull Huber off the top of Tully Blanchard. Oh, Spike Huber was attacked from behind by Tully Blanchard. And Huber just went berserk. He pounded Blanchard out of that ring, gave him an atomic knee drop, and then a body slam on the cement floor. No love lost there. And maybe Blanchard thought with a sneak attack, he could do some damage on Spike Huber, and Huber would be the worse for wear for that Texas death match next Friday at Kiel. Instead, it's Tully Blanchard still down on the cement floor. It's a 6-man tag match, Killer Carl Cox and Eric Emmett. You started it, Blanchard. Blanchard limping off. Where's Blanchard going? Where's Blanchard? Blanchard's leaving. Tully Blanchard leaving the ring area. Well, that's the problem of Killer Carl Cox and Eric Embry. If he wants to leave, he wants to leave. Cox saying, where are you going? Killer Carl Cox saying, come on back. Now he's complaining to the referee about the body slam on the floor. But after all, it's Blanchard who started it. Spike Huber finished it here today. Well, looks like Cox and Eric Embry on their own. Cox outside the ring complaining about that body slam on the cement floor to the referees. Killer Carl Cox, by the way, is the man who broke Dick Murdoch into professional wrestling. That says something about Killer Carl Cox. Looks like we have a handicap tag, 3-on-2. Tom Pritchard, Dominic Danucci, Spike Huber against Killer Carl Cox and Eric Embry. Well, Mick,
that Tully Blanchard, he copped out. He's gone.
Well, he started it. He started the thing. He won't be able to do that next Friday at Kiel, though. Texas death match. Spike Huber. Talk to the referees. He started it. I have no sympathy for it. Blanchard started it. Talk about permanently injured. Eric Embry saying he could have permanently injured Blanchard. Well, I think we recall back a few weeks ago when Tully Blanchard came off the top rope onto the knee of Spike Huber. That was wrong. Let's go. A lot of arguing going on. I can understand the dismay of Cox and Eric Embry. They're short a man. Dominic Danucci ready to go after Killer Carl Cox. At any rate, okay, here's the background of the situation. Go back to July, 2-ring battle royal. It ends up with Spike Huber and Tully Blanchard. Huber gets the trophy, goes home the big winner. Then they're involved in a tag match here on St. Louis Wrestling. A lot of trouble between them. Huber's team emerges victorious. Then Tully Blanchard beats Spike Huber's protege, Brian Madden from Belleville, right in the middle of the ring. And he takes great joy in rubbing that into Spike Huber. Then there's a tag match where Huber and Blanchard are involved. Blanchard comes off the top rope onto the leg of Spike Huber after the match, after everything was over. Brought on Blanchard's disqualification, but it nearly crippled Spike Huber and put him in a bad way for an upcoming bout with Adrian Adonis. Now, more is developed. A tag match on September the 17th when Huber caused Tully Blanchard to fall. The referees didn't see Huber trip Blanchard. And once again, here today, it's broken out. That's why we've signed a Texas death match between Huber and Blanchard. Huber trying to come to the aid of Dominic DeNucci. Embry and Cox trapping DeNucci and pounding on him. A Texas death match. The first one ever in St. Louis was between Whipper Billy Watson and Gene Kiniski back in 1961. There have been some great ones. Johnny Valentine and Buddy Austin. Fritz Von Erich and Dick the Bruiser. Well, now it's Huber and Blanchard. Falls don't count.
I guess that's the match you have to make with those two because...
had no choice. It was getting out of hand.
That's right.
Cox having trouble with Dominic DeNucci. He says, check my teeth. Check my teeth. Embry knocked off the apron by Dominic DeNucci. Will have his hands full next Friday against the Freebird, Terry Gordy. Anyhow, in a Texas death match, let's go over one more time. For those who aren't familiar, falls don't count. Anything goes. No disqualification. No time limit. Only choking's banned, and the only way we really enforce that, for every incidence of choking, there's a fine levied. That keeps people from choking. Other than that, anything goes. Want to throw a man over the top rope? Go right ahead. Want to jump off the top rope on somebody? Go right ahead. Huber, Blanchard, this is their chance. They want to hurt each other. That's the only way they can win, because the winner's declared when one man cannot continue.
5 minutes have elapsed, 10 minutes left.
Here comes Eric Embry up on the second rope. DeNucci being held by Killer Carl Cox. Cox has the tag rope that he's using on the head of DeNucci. We mentioned Murdoch, of course, in reference to Killer Carl Cox. Cox was a man who broke Murdoch into wrestling, and Murdoch has a big match coming up with Jerry Oates as part of a triple main event.
And there's no love there either.
Oh,
The two of them.
not at all. I don't know where Tully Blanchard is, but I know he's going to be right in the target, right in the sights of Spike Huber in that Texas death match. Cox and DeNucci. Cox pounding on DeNucci. Killer Carl Cox. DeNucci trying to get over and make a tag with either Huber or Tom Pritchard. Here comes Eric Embry. There's that atomic knee drop outside the ring delivered by Huber. You can see Tully Blanchard after he caught his spine on the knee, and now watch Huber lift Blanchard for the body slam on the cement floor. Oh, right on the cement of the arena floor. And Tully Blanchard departed. And now it's 3 against 2. Pritchard, Huber, and DeNucci against Embry and Cox. Embry locking the head. DeNucci, a lot of strength there. He threw Embry over the top. Crawls over to Huber. Spike Huber. Carries it to Eric Embry. Embry whipped to the ropes. Oh. Did you hear that?
Wow.
Crack right in the cheekbone. Here comes young Tommy Pritchard, a fine young athlete. Look at this. Both men in the ring. Up. Over the top. Pritchard and Huber, a double backdrop. Leg drop by Pritchard. He was as high as the top rope when he was up in that air. Embry fighting back against Pritchard. Into a hammerlock. Nice switch around by Pritchard. He goes to the leg. Oh, a karate move, a savate move, really, by Eric Embry as he clubbed Pritchard right in the head. Embry, the whip, reversed. Embry hits the corner. And a savate move by Pritchard. Oh, that made that crowd.
How about that Pritchard? I'm telling you.
Tommy Pritchard's a big favorite as far as Mickey Garagiola is concerned. This kid's got something that
He came in the back way on that one. That was great.
And he's got color. He's got fire. There's something this Tommy Pritchard. You gotta like him. DeNucci yelling advice. That's a heck of a six-man combination. The experience of DeNucci, the youthful fire of Tom Pritchard, and the steel heart of Spike Huber. Color Carl Cox with Pritchard to the ropes. Catches him coming off with an elbow. Cox covers Pritchard. Count of one. Pritchard's free. Dominic DeNucci right there to help in case it was needed. Here comes Eric Embry. Embry pounds on Pritchard. Pritchard fighting right back. Embry grabs Pritchard's tights, tags Killer Carl Cox. It's 3 against 2 because Tully Blanchard's disappeared for parts unknown.
I tell you, Blanchard comes back in. I think it'll be 5 guys after. I don't think Carl Cox and Emery has respect for him. No, they don't have no respect.
Tully Blanchard becoming an island onto himself. Cox misses with an uppercut. Whoop! He's over there, Carl. There he is. There he goes. Drop kick by Pritchard. Tag made to Dominic DeNucci, the Italian stallion, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's him, man. That's my man. Boomba.
Headbutt by Cox.
Oh,
Whoop.
no way,
Whoop.
no way.
That backfired. That goes Killer Cox. Tag made to Embry. Embry wants to fight. DeNucci says, okay. He knows the Freebird will want to fight. Big Terry Gardy, one of the fabulous Freebirds, the man who says he has the Oriental Spike that was taught to him by Professor Toru Tanaka. We know about Tanaka here. Something that DeNucci will have to look out for as part of that triple main event on the Autumn Wrestling Spectacular next Friday. Flying Heel by Dominic DeNucci. Embry in the corner. DeNucci, you see that experience. He was careful, but even at that, Embry, a tough young customer, managed to score the kick. DeNucci fights back. Embry with that kick. An elbow smash to the neck. Embry working on the neck of Dominic DeNucci, then a knee lift to DeNucci. Tag made to Killer Carl Cox, but DeNucci's winning. Headbutt by DeNucci. Cox grabs the windpipe. Cox grabs the nose. Killer wanted to be a dentist. Tried to teach that to Dick Murdoch. Murdoch didn't get the idea. Killer's frustrated. He's trying to work on DeNucci in the mouth. Dominic DeNucci hooked up and over the top by Killer Carl Cox. Cox isn't on top for long. DeNucci's been there before. He's been in big matches everywhere, from the Cow Palace to Madison Square Garden.
10 minutes have expired, 5 minutes left.
Dominic DeNucci with the abdominal stretch. Killer Carl Cox in the ring. Oh. DeNucci hit in the head by Cox. I don't know exactly what Cox hit him with, but DeNucci obviously staggered. Oh, a double body slam on Embry by Huber and Pritchard. DeNucci, giant splash. DeNucci with the giant splash, and Embry, the referee, down. Count of 1, 2, 3. Dominic DeNucci making the pin after a double body slam by Pritchard and Huber. So the one shot. Here comes Blanchard. Blanchard after Huber again. Blanchard, a Pearl Harbor attack on Huber. Blanchard and Huber toe-to-toe. Cox helping to double team the man. Huber got away. It's a Donnybrook. Huber and Blanchard. Huber going out after him. There goes Blanchard running again. The referee's trying to restore some order. Tommy Pritchard pulled back into the corner. Spike Huber chased Tully Blanchard right out of the arena sports studio. Oh, is that going to be something when they're in there in a Texas death match? Where's Spike? I think he tried to go after Blanchard in the dressing room. The referees ever steers Spike Huber. Well, let's get it down to brass tacks. I think there's the winning trio. Let's find out from Mickey Garagiola.
In 10 minutes and 26 seconds with giant splash, the winning team of Dominic DeNucci, Tom Pritchard, Spike Huber.
Every time you turn around, Spike Huber and Tully Blanchard are getting into some sort of Donnybrook. There's the atomic knee drop that started this six-man tag match, and then the body slam on the cement floor. You can hear the crowd chanting, "We want Spike," because right here in the ring, as you watch that body slam on the floor, we have none other than Mr. Tully Blanchard.
Glad that the director chose to show that piece where you can see Missouri rules in action, Mr. Matysik. All the way up here from Texas. I didn't start nothing. You saw the guy on the floor, atomic knee dropping and body slamming on the floor, so I couldn't wrestle in the match. If that's Missouri rules.
Well, if you want to talk about rules, let's talk about next Friday at Kiel.
That's right. Texas rules.
Texas death
match. The toughest match in the history of professional wrestling. No pinfalls. You have pinfalls, but they don't count. That's right. All you do is get a little rest period to think about how bad you're hurting. No disqualification.
Right.
There's absolutely no rules. Except the man that can't get up, cannot answer the bell. The man who has the least amount of guts goes down, and he's a loser. Spike Huber, I heard you a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago, you're out here limping, hobbling with your knee all wrapped up. what a wimp I was. Well, I tell you what, Mr. Matysik, in Texas, if you can't walk for a month because of somebody else, you damn sure don't call him a wimp.
All I know is that there's been a lot of controversy between you people off the top rope. In the death match, you can come off the top rope, but so can Huber.
Well, I tell you what, if Spike Huber can get up when 235 pounds comes off that top rope and lands across his neck, he's a tougher man than I think he is. But I tell you what, Texas, I'm a Texan, born a Texan, bred a Texan. The greatest Texans in the world were world's champions on down the line. They've always won the Texas death match. You can't stop for blood. You can't stop for anything until a man can't get up. Spike Huber, do you have enough guts? Do you have enough intestinal fortitude in that Hoosier body of yours to come to St. Louis, Missouri, and try to prove how tough Hoosiers are? The Texans are the greatest. You watch, I believe, what, the University of Texas up there again, as usual.
That's right.
As you don't see the Missouri Tigers up there, do you? Texans, greatest football, greatest basketball, greatest everything. Texans.
That doesn't take away from the
Texas
issue.
death match. Texas rules.
The issue is you and Huber.
The Texas rules up to Missouri where I can fight my kind of battle. And if Spike Huber, you want Spike Huber to beat me, that's fine. You're going to be disappointed with all the rest of these people out here chanting and we want Spike, we want Spike. How sick do you people think you sound? Spike Huber, you show up in the Kiel Auditorium. My debut in the Kiel Auditorium this Friday night. I'm going to love it. I'm going to bring people up from Texas just to watch a Texan beat up a Hoosier.
Well, we'll find out next Friday at Kiel, a Texas death match. Tully Blanchard, Spike Huber, let's settle it once and for all. We'll be back with more after this.
This match is a one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Russia, weighing 320 pounds, Nikolai Volkov. From Palm Springs, California, weighing 230 pounds, Sammy Darrow, referee Lee Warren.
The crowd chants USA. And Nikolai Volkov, the Russian giant, is unhappy about it as he prepares to do battle with Sammy Darrow. Who's the toughest, Blanchard or Huber? Who's got the most guts? Who's got the most heart? We'll find out. Oh, Volkov tearing into Sammy Darrow. Volkov will be involved in a handicap tag match next Friday at Kiel. On his own against two men. Volkov screaming in delight as he stomps on Sammy Darrow. Volkov, the man who's proven that King Kong Brody is not indestructible. He hasn't destroyed him, but on the other hand, Brody hasn't been able to destroy Volkov either. Volkov stomping on the head of Sammy Darrow. Nikolai Volkov. Headbutt into the neck by Volkov. A powerhouse. Former member of the Russian Olympic weightlifting team. One of the top Greco-Roman amateur wrestlers in Europe. Darrow angrily fighting back Volkov. Oh, hard kicks into the chest and stomach. A chop into the throat. Down goes Sammy Darrow. You only improve by going against somebody who's got more experience and perhaps at one point in their career more skill than you. It's the only way you get better. Same in racquetball or anything else, wrestling, any individual sport. Sammy Darrow against somebody who's got a lot of experience, and Nikolai Volkov, a man who's headlined programs in New York, in Tokyo, Japan, in South Africa, in Florida, and right here. Volkov whips Darrow to the ropes, catches him coming off that big, huge forearm, slam right into the solar plexus. USA yells Volkov with his thumb turned down. Volkov stomped on the shoulder of Sammy Darrow. Volkov lifts Darrow to the air. Backbreaker by Nikolai Volkov. Uh-oh, Volkov taking him up again. Where's he going? Right overhead. Nikolai Volkov suspending 230 pounds directly over his head. Backbreaker by Volkov. Down go the shoulders. The cradle perfectly executed. And Nikolai Volkov runs roughshod over Sammy Darrow. No disgrace for Darrow there. Volkov on a roll. He's got all that momentum behind him from the rivalry with Brody. And he is still as tough as they come. Volkov demonstrating his agility to go with his muscle. Here's Mickey Garagiola.
In 2 minutes and 17 seconds with the backbreaker, the winner, Nikolai Volkov.
Here it is again, that backbreaker from way high up in the air. Volkov pressing the man overhead, then driving the back down over the knee and on into the cradle for the pin. We'll see Jerry Oates in action next, so don't go away.
This match is a one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 235 pounds, Ken Timms. From Columbus, Georgia, weighing 241 pounds, Jerry Oates.
Ken Timms makes his St. Louis television debut against Jerry Oates, the Georgia Greyhound. Timms, well known throughout southern states, also up in the mid-Atlantic area. Jerry Oates stalking Timms. Timms steps outside the ring. Timms must be a disciple of the Eddie Mansfield School of Confidence, huh? Sunglasses and everything. Jerry Oates goes right out there with him. Timms ducked out. Oates is right there. And where Timms goes, Oates is right on him like a piece of fly paper. As hot as things are between Tully Blanchard and Spike Hubert, I mean, they're hot, man. They don't get any hotter than you got right there. There's also quite a volatile situation that's developed between Jerry Oates and Dick Murdoch. Murdoch got in that ring to challenge Oates, got in an argument. You know Dick Murdoch, the turbulent Texan, has a way of upsetting people. And he upset Jerry Oates, and he ended up as the recipient of a drop kick from Oates that sent Murdoch flying out of the ring over the top rope. Murdoch says, he attacked me from behind. There's 6,000 people there, and Mickey Garagiola and Joe Schoenberger. And they all said, man, we didn't see that. Dick saw something different.
He wasn't in the same arena as we were.
Jerry Oates drops the knee into the hammerlock that he has applied on Ken Timms. Again, the knee drop into the leg by Jerry Oates on Ken Timms. Timms says, no, I'm not submitting. Jerry Oates. You know, he has another younger brother, Marty Oates, who started out in the professional ranks, about 6'1", 230, 235 pounds. Everybody says he's a real fine prospect, that Jerry's done an excellent job training him at the gym Jerry owns in Columbus, Georgia, the Oates Gym. And with any kind of luck, I think we'll be having Marty Oates here on television very shortly. Be interesting to see the Oates brothers. Marty, just getting his start in the business, and Jerry. Of course, a lot of people remember Jerry's brother, Ted. Very popular wrestler. He's not involved in wrestling anymore. Has some other business interests at this point. Oh, Jerry Oates pops Ken Timms right on the head. Oates, flying there. And then Oates hooks the head. What I gotta like about Jerry Oates, he's just so smooth. Smooth as silk. He's one of those athletes, one of those wrestlers. It just comes easy for him. You can just see in the way he moves. You can see a good athlete the way he walks, the way he carries himself, the way he applies holds. Boy, Jerry Oates is just like that. Smooth.
You don't hear a word out of him all the time he's wrestling.
No complaints, a gentleman. Very popular with the fans. I've seen him outside, in fact, outside the building after the last program at the arena, the Checker Dome, if you wish. Jerry Oates was out there signing autographs. There were like 3 or 4 people left in the parking lot. The lights were out. He signed for everybody. The little kids, grandparents, and Jerry was there all the time. Can't help but like him, Jerry Oates. His ability in the ring and the way he comports himself, the way he handles his behavior outside the ring, he's class. Class. And that's a quality that's in very short supply in the entire sports world today. All sports.
You better believe it. All sports is right, Larry.
Ken Timms just got slapped. Nice takedown by Jerry Oates. You can't give that man an inch. He'll take a mile. Timms manages to slip away, but Oates right on top of him. Nice move by Timms. Nice move by Oates. So smooth, man. He's here. He's gone, man. It's magic. Dick Murdoch's going to be in there trying to keep the magic from happening to him, though. Side headlock by Ken Timms on Jerry Oates. Takes Oates over the hip. Timms squeezes the head of Jerry Oates. Referee Ed Warren dives right in there. Count of 1, the shoulder of Oates comes up. Oates trying to put a little pressure on the head. Couldn't really get the leverage he wanted to get underneath the jawbone of Ken Timms. Tim squeezing that head. Oates muscles his way to his feet. Timms pitched across the ring. Flying tackle by Ken Timms. Leapfrog over the top. Hip toss, perfectly done. Nice arm drag by Jerry Oates. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. We'll put one word to all that movement by Jerry Oates. And it's the same word we used before, smooth. Timms managed to get the shoulder up. Oates with the front face lock. Not a strangle because you saw the referee duck right in there and check the throat. Timms scooting backward. We mentioned brothers. Ken Timms has a brother, Ed, who also wrestles.
5 minutes of a lap, 5 minutes left.
It's Jerry Oates against Ken Timms here on St. Louis Wrestling. Don't forget to be on hand next Sunday, 10 a.m. Adrian Adonis will be back here next Sunday. Also, Buddy Landell will be on next Sunday's card at 10 a.m. Tommy Pritchard will be back, too. Ken Timms strangling Oates in the corner. Oates trying to fight his way out of that corner. He's not afraid to fight. If you want to fight, Jerry Oates will fight. Ask Dick Murdoch. Forearm uppercut by Jerry Oates on Ken Timms. Oates grabs the arm, hurls Tim to the ropes. Ducks underneath and sends Timms flying. Timms coming up slowly. I think that speed, that adept work of Oates is paying off. Oh! Timms missed with a kick, and Jerry Oates laughs. He showed some emotion there because that leg was right up there for the spinning toe hold. Timms missed with that kick. The leg was right up there, vulnerable, and the spinning toe hold of Jerry Oates brings a victory today over Ken Timms. At Jerry Oates, he just keeps winning, winning, and winning. Now the roadblock in his path is named Dick Murdoch. It's going to be tough. And here's Mickey Garagiola.
With the spinning toe hold in 6 minutes and 6 seconds, the winner, Jerry Oates.
Jerry. Well, there's Ken Timms wanting to shake hands with the Georgia gentleman, Jerry Oates. Jerry's seen that trick before. Hello. Let's talk with Jerry Oates, who polished off Ken Timms that spinning toe hold, and now next Friday it killed Jerry. Dick Murdoch, who says you attacked him from behind.
Well, you know, that's Murdoch style, and everyone knows Dick Murdoch. Everybody knows he's a strong, tough, mean competitor. But the thing with Dick Murdoch and Jerry Oates goes back a little ways. I don't have the time to get into it, but Dickie knows what it's about. I know what it's about, and you know what it's about. And the main thing is, Murdoch says, I jumped him from the back. But where's Murdoch? I don't see Murdoch today. I'm standing right here. Murdoch, if you're in the building, come jump me. I'm not afraid of you, but I'll tell you one thing. You know what Jerry Oates can do. I'm not bragging on myself, Larry. I don't have to. And the people here haven't seen the real Jerry Oates yet, Larry. But when I step in the ring with Dick Murdoch, I'm going to turn loose, and I'm going to show him exactly what I can do.
Well, Jerry, what we've seen of Jerry Oates looks pretty doggone good. And, of course, you mentioned Murdoch. He's on his way back from Japan this weekend and will be at Kiel next Friday. The issue goes back a long way. There's a lot at stake. And I guess when you get in a match with a guy like Murdoch, pride as much as money, maybe more than money, means something?
Yeah, I think it does between Murdoch and myself. You know, like I said, it goes back a little ways. And it's something that didn't happen in the ring. It happened out of the ring. And Murdoch, you know what I'm talking about. The fans don't know what we're talking about. But when they see the two of us square off together, they're going to know pretty well what we were talking about. And when that bell rings for the match to start, you better grab a hold of this Georgia Greyhound, because I'm not going to turn loose until that final bell rings. And when that final bell rings, I'm planning on Jerry Oates' hand going in the air.
And, of course, another thing we have to talk about, Jerry Oates, that spinning toe hold. I know you were working with it a couple of years ago. It looks like you've got it down to science.
Well, I've gone into a lot of training with it, and I've learned to go into it many, many different ways. Sometimes just right out of the blue. Sometimes I try to wear the guy down by using an arm and all of a sudden going to the leg. You know, I'm not trying to just work on the leg. So it's been very effective for me, and it's paid off. And I just hope it pays off Friday night. Whether I beat you with a toe hold or not, Murdoch, it doesn't matter. But I know one thing. When that bell rings, we're going to lock horns, and you scream, you're a big, bad, tough Texan, which you are. But we're going to see what you can do with a Greyhound.
And also, another point you made right there, we're talking spinning toe hold, a match like that, It may not be his Texas brainbuster. You're spinning told. Anything could happen because you're both very good, well-schooled wrestlers.
Well, you know, I know Murdoch's brainbuster. He's won many, many matches. He's won many, many titles with it. I've won many matches and titles with a spinning toe hold. So I don't think that's going to play an important part in this match, because when we go out there and lock horns, it's going to be whatever you can latch onto and ride the longest and hope to come up with a win.
Jerry Oates, the Georgia Greyhound, the Georgia gentleman, except when he's squaring off with Dick Murdoch. Thank you, Jerry. We'll be back with more action after this.
This match, an Australian tag team match, most falls to curfew. Introducing from El Paso, Texas, weighing 227 pounds, Chavo Guerrera. From Houston, Texas, weighing 236 pounds, Tiger Conway Jr. From New York, 335 pounds, Butcher Salvico. And from Sarasota, Florida, weighing 242 pounds, Randy Savage.
Most falls to curfew. The ICW World Champion, Randy Savage, removing his belt. It's Savage with Butcher Salvico. You can see Randy Savage showing his belt, saying, I'm the world champion. Tiger Conway Jr. and Chavo Guerrero. The opponents, of course, Tiger Conway Jr. and Randy Savage have had their problem. They originally were tag team partners, but Savage and Conway got into it. I mean, they got into it hot and heavy. Then they squared off and battled to a 20-minute time limit draw. So it's a safe bet that Savage and Conway might well be looking at each other whenever the opportunity arises. Chavo Guerrero, you should know that name well in the St. Louis area. His father, Gory Guerrero, big favorite here in the late 50s and early 60s, had some really exciting matches with Rip Hawk. And when Chavo Guerrero came to St. Louis for the first time a couple of weeks ago, the first thing he did was get on the phone and call our good friend Sam Muchnick and say, my dad says hello. He always thought you were great. Look at Chavo. Whoop. He gets into the air pretty well. Savage with a wrist lock on Chavo Guerrero. Whoop, Guerrero grabs the referee. Up and over and away. Where'd he go? The referee tells Chavo Guerrero, I didn't like you pulling on my neck, but on the other hand, I guess he really didn't do any damage to the referee. Savage goes behind Guerrero, takes him down. Good move by Randy Savage. A very controversial person. He is the owner of the ICW World Heavyweight title. There's that belt. Defended mainly in the southern areas, Kentucky, Tennessee, parts of Indiana, southern Illinois, southern Missouri. Whereas then you had the AWA World title, Chicago, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Denver, Salt Lake City, San Francisco. Then you have the World Wrestling Federation title, New York, Boston, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, up and down the East Coast. And then, of course, the NWA title.
5 minutes left. 5 minutes.
Wrestling certainly in a very chaotic situation right now. But I'll tell you, it doesn't change the action in the ring. When you have people the likes of Dick Murdoch and Jerry Oates, when you have Tully Blanchard and Spike Huber in a Texas death match, when you have the Freebird, the fabulous Freebird, coming to St. Louis next Friday at Kiel, Terry Gardy and Dominic DiNucci. 6-man tag action, a handicap tag match, Nikolai Volkov, a girls tag match with the mother and daughter team. That's an autumn wrestling spectacular, and you're going to have excitement from the first bell to the last. Guaranteed. Friday, Kiel. Hammerlock by Chavo Guerrero on Butcher Salvico. Chavo Guerrero punishing the arm. Chavo pulling back on that arm again. Tiger Conway takes a tag from Chavo Guerrero. Tiger stomping on the arm. Here comes Randy Savage again, and the referee's running back once more. Butcher Salvico, left arm really taking a beating from Tiger Conway Jr. Tiger brings Salvico up by the arm, twisting it around. Salvico flung into the corner by Tiger Conway Jr. Oh, did he take a whack in that corner? Double wrist lock by Tiger Conway Jr. up into the hammerlock. Tiger had some damage on his home. He lives in Houston, Texas, and when that big hurricane came through there, he lost the roof, had a flooded basement. He says, but I'm happy. He says, a lot of people were worse off than me. Chavo Guerrero up on the second rope. Tiger Conway sets the plate, sets the table for Chavo Guerrero. And Randy Savage getting more and more upset that he can't get in that ring. Monkey flip on the 335-pounder by Chavo Guerrero. Chavo rides Salvicio down and keeps him from getting to Randy Savage. That Randy Savage has a temper like a volcano. Tiger Conway trying to rock those ropes and throw Randy Savage off the top. They're going to be looking at each other in that six-man tag match next Friday. So will Casey and Mansfield.
I'll tell you, this Conway and Randy, there's no love there. You remember that one time when they were tag team partners, and old Randy never did want to come in.
It fell apart. It just fell apart, and neither man's ever forgotten it. Savage misses the knee! Savage misses the knee drop! Drop kick by Chavo Guerrero! Chavo whips Savage into the corner. Tag made to Tiger Conway. Well, here's what they both won. Conway and Savage. Savage hurled to the ropes. Oh! Did you see that? Good thing there's a high roof in the Arena Sports Studio. Count of one before Savage gets the shoulder up. Savage slammed into the corner. Oh, Conway misses. Caught himself before he hit the post, but he really ripped his arm on the second turnbuckle. Here's an opening for Savage.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Suplex by Randy Savage on Tiger Conway Jr. Count of one, Savage. Thrown off by Tiger Jr. Tag made to Butcher Salvicio. Time fast running out. It's most falls to curfew. Salvicio clubs Conway in the back. Conway and Salvicio. Oh, Tiger Conway. He's not afraid of that big man, is he? He's not afraid of anything. Salvicio looking for an exit. He ends up in the wrong corner. Salvicio to the ropes. Double backflip. Oh, Tiger Conway Jr. Salvicio to his feet. Oh, drop kick right to the nose. Drop kick right to the head. Chavo Guerrero flying in the air. A whirling kick into the rib cage. Chavo Guerrero, steamroller. The steamroller shades of Edouard Carpentier. There's the count of three. And that's all the time I think we're going to have in curfew. But we still got to pull apart Savage and Conway. Savage and Conway end it. We're out of time as far as the curfew's concerned. That means Chavo Guerrero and Tiger Conway are going to be the winners. Guerrero's telling the referees, let them alone, let them fight. Lee Warren trying to get in there and pull Conway and Savage apart. They'll get their chance in that six-man tag next Friday. Chavo Guerrero saying, I'm staying away. Butcher Salvicio in no situation that he can interfere. Now the referees, they may need a pliers to pull those two guys apart. Well, let's get to Mickey Garagiola and make this official.
With time running out, the winner of the only fall and the match, the team of Chavo Guerrero and Tiger Conway Jr.
Mickey Garagiola obviously concerned for his safety in there, and I don't blame him. We still have action in the ring. The referee had to pull Savage and Conway apart. They have their hands full. There's still bad blood between Tiger Conway Jr. and Randy Savage. I think they're separated now. We're out of time. We'll see you next week with more St. Louis Wrestling.